KG, the new fella Cootie.
That's right.
In armor fatigues, fuck you, pay me. Come short with my money, rock a bar, baby. I'm so Salone that when I get off the plane, they
From
have
Sierra
to
Leone,
raise
West
my
Africa. That's on that's a small country named Sierra Leone. The major city is called Freetown, but I'm from that country. That's where I was born, at least till I was about 8 years old when I moved to New York.
I look at you and angel sing. I wanna give you pretty things.
This is Pride Rock, the one that you see in Lion King.
My father's name is Joseph Gouger. My mother's name, rest in peace, is Agnes Levy. She was an estranged woman. She had been married before, but her and her husband were having situations, and she moved out, and she was out on her own.
My sister said, bury me, at least then I'll be free. With tears in my eyes, and I'm asking God, why? Do you love me? Do you really love me? So why we suffer to death? You play us to the left. My brother took his last breath, he was starving to death. Compression to his chest, resuscitated his breath. I prayed 100 times, then I repeated the steps.
I was there as a baby. I was given to my grandmother, his mother, Sally Gouger, rest in peace. So grandma and I, we were having hard times. Just having hard times in life, as far as food, shelter. She had like this shack that she lived in, from what I remember. She was a real Orthodox Muslim. She prayed 5 times a day. She went to the mosque at least 5 times a day to pray. And she made sure that I learned the religion as well. And I was very much into Islam. And I remember my grandmother, just from probably till I was about 7 years old. That's who was taking care of me. I barely went to school. I would go to school some days, but most days I didn't go to school. I would be out hustling. Imagine like a 5, 6 years old out in the streets, late nights, just hustling, just trying to get money, trying to get some food and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But we made it. There was some days when I'd go maybe 2 to 3 days without food. And sometimes it was just me being hard-headed. I wouldn't come back home, come back to where my grandmother was. I'll be out in the streets just being a kid.
You took in 4 kids you didn't give birth to. I can't imagine how anyone could hurt you. You're my everything, where would I be without you? Probably dead, dodging fast, but instead, mommy, being your son was my greatest honor. You
know what I'm saying? Like most people, if I didn't tell them that she was like my, people say step, I don't say step, I don't use that word. But if I didn't tell you that she didn't conceive me, people wouldn't know. That's how close me and my mother were. And she passed away November of 2013, and it changed my entire life, man.
That you gone, that was quite clear. 2013, that was my worst year. My kids lost their grandmother. How can we recover?
Now, so everything I do is really dedicated to her and my mother that gave me birth, of course. And I want to give a special shout out to my father, because black men are like pictured to not take care of their children and so forth. But my father, even when he came to America, he never forgot about me. He made sure he came back and grabbed me and brought me, took care of me. As far as, same thing with my brothers and sisters. He didn't have to do what he did, but he stepped up and played, and everything I am, I owe to him. It's nothing that he could do in this world that could make me stop loving him because of the selfish act that he did.
I never win the court case because the play is rigged. She became my enemy even though I gave her half my rib. Now the kids hate me. All I ever wanted was to be a great father. Seems like I failed lately. Lord, don't forsake me. My kids are the greatest gift that you ever gave me. But a father's love is never appreciated. Please don't debate it. Our baby falls, mommy and daddy in the same room. Who that baby gonna cry for? Okay, I proved my point. Let me get myself together, realign my joints. Father's Day to the real ones to take care of your seeds. We make the world a better place to live. Yes, indeed.
I used to always fight. Like, it came to a point where I became kind of like a bully. You know what I'm saying? Like, I looked for fights. And even if the fight wasn't mine, I was going to be in it, because the people knew I loved to fight. So they'll come and get me like, okay, man, I need your help with this. So I used to always just be in fights. this one particular time, man, I ended up getting, my man was fighting, and somebody jumped in. You know, so I wasn't gonna let him get jumped. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped in too, and I was getting the best of the dude. So at the end of the night, I'm leaving to go to my car, and I get approached by like these 3 dudes just ran up on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fighting like never before. Not, you know, my adrenaline just pumping. So I'm not knowing that the entire time I'm throwing punches that I'm getting stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Like they're stabbing me with bottles, knives, anything. Like it was bad. So I just remember when the police was coming and everybody ran off. So I got to my car, got in the car and everything, and I was like, man, I don't feel right. Something didn't feel right. But I just thought it was just using up all the energy from fighting, you know what I'm saying? But I got in the car, and every time I would put my arm up, I feel warm, you know what I'm saying? But what was happening was there was holes under my arm, and when the blood would shoot out and warm my body up, you know what I'm saying? So not knowing, drove all the way home, and when I got in the house, my wife was like, what's wrong? You was fighting again? I was like, yeah. But something don't feel right, you know, feel different this time. Then when she told me, you know, take your sweatshirt, because I had got like this fly-ass polo sweatshirt. It was like one of the flyest I seen, you know. So I couldn't lift my arms up, you know what I mean? So when she lifted the sweatshirt up, she was like, oh man, you bleeding everywhere. Not knowing, so she ran across the hall to get the neighbors, like, to help me. And when she came back, I was passed out. When I woke up, it was like 3 days later, like in a coma. You know what I'm saying? I had to get a blood transfusion and everything, man. So,
the city nothing funny. Get jumped by a mob of and left bloody. I put name in lights, they no support me. For them to feel superior, they call us monkeys. Enough about me, you're tired of KG. You ain't fucking me, so get the fuck out. You ain't fucking me, so get the fuck out.
You know, to make more music, and at the same time I would run like a charity where I would provide people with clothing, shoes, food, and things like that. But the music still wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't the one that was giving me money to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was just taking my own money from the household and providing all these type of things. So I make it, you know, grab the next person and bring them through, you know, same thing I'm doing, like pay it forward. So that's basically, you know, my thing about the music and all that. And my music, what I've been doing is, it's not like a history lesson, you know what I mean? I've been telling my story as I, just like I'm talking right now, I just been telling my story piece by piece. Whether I'm just talking about marriage, whether I'm talking about my children, I'm talking about life out in the streets, you know. So all of that is real, is coming from my real life story or things that I've witnessed. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful because I've never really had to, you know, I mean, I've been in the street with nothing. But I've never had to like do long stints in jail and stuff like that. If I went to jail, I wasn't there long. You know what I mean? And it didn't leave me with a bad record. It was something that I can move forward from. You know, I basically, like I said, I'm just trying to introduce everyone to me and introduce them to where I come from, and at the same time I'm unifying Africa and just bringing them together. You call me the new Gaddafi, because my whole theme is to bring Africa together, bring black people together around the world. I even do a show on Spotify called Bridging the Gap, and it's a Pan-African movement, and Pan-Africanism is just basically just saying I'm connecting black people all around the world, you know, just pro-blackness, and like anything that's against black, I'm not, you know, I'm here to combat that. I do appreciate everybody, and that's what KG Salone is all about. I'm a people's person, you know what I'm saying? Like, the person that would run for presidency, that's me, KG Salone, because I'm here for the people. So, peace.